Sophie is still trying to unravel the mess that is her mind in episode 2 of season 1 of Apple TV's Surface. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Surface video. In this video, we're going to be breaking down episode 2 in full. Episode 2 is titled Muscle Memory, with the synopsis of: her suspicions of her husband growing, Sophie attempts to get away from James and learn the real truth about their marriage. Baby, everybody's lying. Everybody's lying at this point, and I do not trust her therapist at all. Hannah, the best thing that you have said is that sis needs to go ahead and get out the city because she feels smothered and not free in the city. So she's gonna have to face her fear of going over the bridge. She struggles to be around water, and I miss mentioning that in the first episode breakdown. Sophie actually has a panic attack and jumps out of her cab in episode 1 because he is taking her over the bridge when she wanted him to take a different route to get her where she needed to go. She struggles with waters and in high altitude after the alleged suicide attempt, which I am 100% sure at this point was not actually a suicide attempt on our good sis part. Someone actually did that to her, and right now all signs are pointing to her husband James, who, while seems doting, loving, patient, and just overprotective, is actually giving manipulative, narcissistic, and controlling. The way that he watched the cameras as she was at their vacation house in Marin, and the way that he was very quick to suggest that she goes to that vacation house, and I think he did so specifically because he knew that they had cameras set up all over the place that he could watch her. So if he was going to let her up out of the house and up out of his sight, then at least he could watch her from a distance, as he does. He watches her on his tablet. When his friend comes over to take him to the basketball game, he's busy watching her on the phone. There's also a little bit of information that pops up while they're at the basketball game. The colleague reveals something about an email from the partners or the owners of their firm saying that there's a bunch of money missing, and he looks like he's shaking his boots. It's like, you are lying on all fronts, sir. It's giving you are stealing from your job. It's giving that this ain't even your real wife, and you done kidnapped this woman and brainwashed her into thinking that she was your actual wife. You done exerted a conservatorship over her, which we find out on this episode. And maybe she ain't really who you say that she really is. Another thing I missed in the breakdown for episode 1, by the end she goes up to one of the paramedics who saved her and asks a few questions, and the paramedics tell her like, yeah, I mean, I don't give any weight to it, but you actually said that your name was Leah. I think that's what they said. Tessa. Your name was Tessa, and you were saying a bunch of things, but basically like your name didn't match the name on your ID, and you were like saying contradictory things to what we had knew to be true about you. And it's just like, y'all know nothing because y'all ain't know. Y'all just scraped this woman off of the bottom of the dang ocean after this man pushed her in. And that's one of the things that she was also saying when she was in the boat being rescued by them. She said that a man pushed her. So where in the hell did they get the narrative that she jumped? Who said it, and why did it stick? That is something that I was just wondering the entire episode. Now, going back to Sophie getting out of the city and going to their vacation home, she has a moment where she feels so drawn and compelled to go horseback riding, and then her friend Caroline is like, girl, we ain't the horseback riding types. We like to just sit by the pool. But she finds her way to go horseback riding by herself and is triggered and has additional memories while she's doing that. It's like, clearly she has done this before because she is doing it expertly. She knows exactly what she is doing. It is all in flow, and this prompts Sophie to ask further questions as they're having girl talk. And I'm gonna give it to Caroline because she played the role very, very well. She gave Sophie just enough information for her to continue to keep her trust, and for her to continue to keep up the facade that she actually knows her and this was her best friend. However, she gets caught talking to James on the phone at her art gallery after Sophie puts 2 and 2 together about his alibi being false, and runs over to try to talk to her, and then overhears her talking to James, talking about, she's asking questions I can't answer, we need to get our story straight. You lying heifer. You little raggedy ass heifer. I actually believed you, which is why I'm really pissed. Because I feel like I done had my antennas on from episode 1 and I've been able to spot all the fakes and the frauds. And while I felt like you was a part of it, when you started talking the way you were talking and saying like, yeah, I thought that maybe you were cheating on him. I thought that maybe, you know, you were not happy, but you know what? I'm your friend, not his friend. I was like, oh, I was sopping it up like a biscuit. Like, okay, she got at least one ally that's not going to be out here on some funny stuff. She just happens to be a blonde, so maybe she wasn't fully paying attention, but we can take what we can get from her. No, she is 100% in on it as well. Y'all got to get y'all story straight. For what? This goes back to my original breakdown, my episode 1 breakdown, and the question I asked there. Why do y'all need to keep up this farce? If you're really not her best friend, if you're really not her husband, if it's too much of a burden for y'all to be doing all that y'all are doing right now to keep up this big ass lie, why do it? There's clearly a man who wants her, because Baden, he's still following her. He's still making his presence known. He told that girl, I let you know that I was out here because just in case you needed me. She's like, I seen you following me around and sitting outside my house staking out. He's like, I wanted you to see me in case that you needed me. It's the protection for me. It's the persistence for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, he's not giving me shifty, but there's probably something to him as well. And yes, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and jump out on a limb and say that the husband did know that she was cheating. The only thing that I don't understand is how the husband didn't recognize Baden in episode 1 when he approached her outside of the company event, because she literally gets a flashback to see what she saw on the video camera, because the room that she had sex with Baden in is the room in their vacation house, and there's cameras in every room basically. Or maybe there's not cameras in that one. It's like cameras on the outside, cameras in the main areas. Maybe wasn't no cameras in the bedroom. But my point is, James would have seen him coming in the same way that he was stalking her and watching her walk in after their dad going horseback riding. Because he was watching the cameras for so long and wondering why she hadn't returned to the house, And then when she finally returned to the house, he kept watching her walk to figure out where her mind state was at. So you know he had to see Baden walk into that house. So he definitely knew that she was having an affair. He definitely could have been the man that was on that ferry that pushed her over after confronting her about the affair. By the end of the episode, because of all the events that happened in the episode, Sophie finally starts to put a little bit of trust in Baden, gets in the car, and he agrees to tell her everything that he knows, and she is hell-bent on getting to the bottom of it, figuring out who she actually is, what her life actually was, and hopefully constructing something positive and progressive so that she can move forward and fully be happy and at peace. Clearly, she's going to have to give it to everybody that's currently in her life, but we're going to have to deal with that when it comes. It's your good sis that you love to talk TV with, and this was a breakdown for episode 2, season 1 of Surface. Let me know if you watched the series in the comment section down below. What did you think of episode 2? Give this video a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my other Surface videos, as well as all of the other dope television breakdowns that I'm bringing you every day on Erica Vane TV. See you in the next one.